Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Today, my guest is Seba Carvallo.
Yes, man.
I said it right.
Perfect. Yeah, that's like a Chilean accent, actually.
A Chilean accent.
Almost.
Almost. So you started out life in Chile.
Yes, I'm originally from Chile. I'm from a little town called La Serena. It's pretty much similar than the Gold Coast in a Chilean, way, because it's nice, long sand beach, but this actually near a port, a very a bohemian place with a lot of music, a lot of artists, a lot of jazz, Latin music, reggae, very diverse. Just nice place to grow up there. Yeah.
A big surfing culture.
Yes, it's actually growing up now, but when I started, music, I was around 10 years old, and I started surfing and music at the same time.
Okay.
And I was one of the first generations of surfers in my town. It was very rare for everyone. It's who are those guys in the ocean? It's sea lions, It's there's someone in the wave. And it's, it was really fun times. We're talking about the early 90s, because I don't know, Chile, it was it's so cold. The ocean is so cold that it was very strange for someone to be in the ocean in
But
winter.
the waves are good.
The quality of the waves is premium. The consistency is one of the things that make Chile really special in terms of waves. One of the most consistent places on Earth. There's a rip called the Humboldt Current that brings all the swell from the Antarctic, and then it's all the big, massive swells. They start wrapping the Chilean coast, and then through this current, and
that's why the water's cold coming off the Antarctic.
That's it. But there's new swells every week, and not many people out. So yeah, no, a good place to grow up. Surfing with my friends, not many guys out, and then learning to play music, and starting having fun.
So you play quite a few different instruments.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
In my family history, there's a lot of musicians, in the past. The first one that I know is related to my great grandfather. In my mom's side, is Italians from the north of Italy, and this guy is called Riccardo Sandonai. He wrote a lot of opera pieces, classical and opera.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's actually an opera house, a theater with his name in Italy. It's a nice theater that people perform, and there's orchestras and everything.
So there's an Italian heritage there.
Yeah.
You speak Spanish.
I speak Spanish. Italian I'm not very strong in Italian, but I can understand, and I can actually talk a little bit. I can speak French. I learned French a while ago, and English. I love languages because it's the way that you communicate with people. You make new friends. You learn and you discover the world, and you actually understand cultures, and your brain just when you realize that there's people from around the world that similar feelings, similar thoughts, similar questions, and yeah, that's why I love languages, because if you travel and you get to know the local culture, if you can speak the language, the doors are open. And then if you can grab a guitar and then start also speaking with the music language, then boom, So yeah, that the Italian side, Riccardo Sandonai, is one of the big names in my mom's side. And then also from my mom's side, but from my grandma, her dad was British.
Oh.
Alfred Steele.
Okay.
And he was a chemist, and he came to my town in Chile, and then he started the first orchestra in town.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was a piano player and accordion. In my ancestors, there's music there. And I think when I was like around maybe 10 years old, my dad had this collection of like CDs and vinyls.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always coming home and I'm just by myself there. And then my dad just bought like this system. And I was curious about like, what is this? You know, like, and I started touching them and opening them and seeing the art. And I'm like, there's like things like Led Zeppelin, like Jimi Hendrix and, Fleetwood Mac, or like really cool stuff, like different stuff. And I'm like, Frank Zappa, and I'm like, let's put it on. And I just like start doing things at home or playing or like doing homework and then the music in the background, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I picked up my favorite one, and it was like Led Zeppelin 3. Immigrant Song, Since I've Been Loving You, like classics.
Yep.
And I was still young. I was like 10 years old or 11. And then I remember this was a CD, and the CD was keep going, and then until the last song or second last song, there was like a really trippy, weird song, and I was freaked out and I stopped it. I was like, this is too much, this is too much, because it was like a really weird, crazy song. And I don't know, it's just like a song that kind of like intrigues me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, that was the start for me, like interesting in music,
Was there music at school?
There's music in school, but very basic, but there was like pianos in the house. There was like my nono was singing opera.
Okay.
My nono is very young. He's 80 now, but he was like singing opera like every Sunday in lunch with the family. He's like, "Excuse me, I'm gonna sing now," and he's like, "Okay, sing." And then
So
he performs, yeah,
Every Sunday.
performs with the family, or in a restaurant or in a random place. And he's like, "Excuse me, I'm gonna sing now," and he starts singing. So there was like a piano. My uncle, my mom's brother, he was a violin. So it was a lot of music and art.
Yeah.
One day, and I was like maybe 11, I opened this room because my mom was busy and my dad was working, and my mom was like, after school, dropping me to her sister's apartment. It was like a 7th floor. And I was there like watching MTV. And then I opened the one of the doors in the next door, like a room, and there was like a drum set. And I was like, wow. I was like, it blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And it was a good time to play because in Chile, people like have siestas.
Yeah.
But that's like from 3 onwards, people goes back to work. So around 4 p.m., I'm like, I can play here. It's a building, it's the 7th floor, but everyone's
gone back to work.
Everyone's gone back to work, so why not? I start playing, like just what I believe was right. Until this guy came, who was the owner, like the boyfriend of my mom's sister. And then he's like, hey, you like it? I'm like, yeah, okay. So he started to teach me like the basic stuff, and then I couldn't stop. I kept playing, and eventually I asked my dad if I could have a drum, and my dad is like, man, if you want a drum, you need to earn it, So he took me to work with him for summer.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 12 or 13, and he's like, doesn't matter what you make, you put that and I put the rest. And I said, let's do it. So I worked like whole summer, maybe not full day, but like half day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the drum, and then I started playing, and I couldn't stop. Drum. I was originally a drummer, starting to play like punk music.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to get into surf, surf movies, a lot of punk music, skateboarding. So I was like, No Effects, Bad Religion, and all that like Californian punk and stuff. And then, later on, more 90s, Metallica, Green Day, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and really fun. The music in my life as a surfer too started to pushing me into surf trips. So, and then that's when I grabbed the guitar, because I was like going with my boards.
And you couldn't take a drum
And I
kit.
couldn't take my drum kit. So I was like, I have my surfboards and I have my guitar now. And I'm like, went for like camping or like, and I started to play. And then eventually I was like, I actually can play, you know? And then that's the beginnings, you know?
What was the thing that got you into writing songs?
Yes, I think all this, when I start putting things together, all these different genres, like I was so like overwhelmed by like Latin music and like rock music and the classic stuff that it was in the house, you know. I don't know. I just felt inside myself that I had like something to say, that I wanted to express myself with something, and I believe that through music it was the way for me to do it. So it was interesting because I started to write songs through the drum beats. So
okay.
yeah, so everything was like a rhythm for me that it came in my head, and then I was like feeling it when I was working, when I was in the surf. I was like, oh, I have this rhythm. So I go back home, and then I'm like started to, you know, like putting it together. And yeah, I don't know. It was just I think I wanted I needed answers this is about like 16, 17. I needed answers about like who am I, and, you know, and express myself. And I started to put like different things together through music, and yeah. And it's interesting because from the start, I was really like into mixing genres, you know. I was into like, I'm not gonna do like something like these guys or specifically like this. I'm gonna mix all these influences that I've been growing, you know. So yeah, I started to play music. I mean, to write music, and I took a lot of the foundations of like the 70s rock, you know, that CDs that I was like listening to.
All the stuff that you'd been listening to.
Yeah, and I added like this modern like 90s, you know,
The punk
stuff, you know. And yeah, and then Spanish like rhythms, you know, and percussions. I wanted to add bongos and congas, you know, because I wanted to make it something new.
Because I know it's one of those things too where would seem to me a little bit of influence of like Santana.
Yes, big one, of course. I mean, something unique. I wanted to make something unique. I wanted to be, you know, create something that it was like myself, you know. But every time I hear something in my music, I recognize the influence. I know. And then I'm like, oh my God, I can hear it. It's like, can you hear it? And then when I ask to someone, they're like, this is something else. So I'm like, he's not listening. He's not hearing it, you know?
Yeah.
But yes, Santana, and there was actually one band that inspired me a lot, a Chilean band. They are very, very big in South America and in some places around the world too. They call Los Jaivas. They are folk rock. Very like it's like a Pink Floyd, but very folk, Chilean folk.
Like with sort of a Latin type vibe about it?
Yeah, psychedelic in a way sometimes, but also at the same time very like very rude and very like with the Latin American folk. So, but it's a very interesting mix because they were just so creative, you know. And then when I saw this performance that they did this is in the 80s. I mean, they went to Machu Picchu with the piano, with everything. They bring it at the top and they performed there.
So, because that's a massive climb to get up there, isn't it?
It's a massive climb, and I don't know how they do it. Like, there's a myth that they carry it, you know, because it's stairs but I don't know. Probably they helicopter. I don't know how they did it, but there's a beautiful production that is called Alturas de Machu Picchu, which is the album, live performing in there, and that actually blew my mind. I was like, whoa. So when I started writing music, I was like, I wanna do something like that, you know. I wanna be creative. I wanna just mix genres, but keep it like with the vibe, where I'm from.
So you've done a lot of playing with different musicians in Chile.
Yes.
What prompted the move to Australia?
Well, it was interesting because I was working I was playing and performing in Chile with different bands. I was making my own music, but I also was like invited to be part of a project, it was a Bob Marley tribute.
Okay.
And I was the singer for this tribute. It was very nice, good times. But at the same time, I was working as a surf filmmaker in Indonesia. I was
So you're working as a surf filmmaker in Indonesia,
Yes.
but you're singing in a Bob Marley tribute band
in
Chile.
in summertime, which is like, when like there's a lot of going on, and this
Yeah.
is like off season. I'm doing like 3 months or 4 months in Mentawai in the north of Sumatra, in a surf resort called Macaronis, which is like famous, one of the most famous waves in the world. And I was working in this is crazy, but I was going home because I'm going back home. There's like summertime, a lot of gigs, and I also have like a tour adventure little business in Chile. So I was like the last day of the season in this resort in Indonesia, and I'm like online talking to a customer in Chile, organizing a few things. All the guests in the resort, like the servers, like, hey, I want to see my footage. Can you show me my footage? It's the last night. It's a big party.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly, there's like a big earthquake, huge earthquake. Well, this is like at the same time, I'm talking to the customer. I'm trying to put the footage together because all the guests, they want to see the thing. Earthquake, and I'm like chatting to this customer in Chile online. I'm like, hey, sorry, there's an earthquake. I have to go. Boom. And then, man, the thing was huge. And I'm from a seismic country. Chile is super seismic,
So you've experienced earthquakes before?
I experienced earthquakes before, like big ones and small ones. But something's happening every week, and this was like a decent one.
Yeah.
But we were in a flat island in the middle of the ocean. There's no hills, so I was like, this is not good. This is not good. So I knew I could.
Because you think it's going to create a tidal wave?
Yes. So, and I felt it, and I saw it before it happened, and I started like telling everyone, go to your place, come here now, because we need to go to the top of the building. Come now. I start like yelling to everyone. With the earthquake, like there was like the electricity went off, this generator, but everything went off. Because it was party mode. There was like music and lights and everything. This is in the nighttime.
Yeah.
This is like around 9 p.m.
Yeah.
It's like a full moon. And then after the earthquake, like everything went like shut down. And there's no light, there's no noise. And then I'm telling everyone, hey, grab your stuff, please, everyone go and come back because,
Got to climb up
we
on
need
the
to
roof.
go. We need to go somewhere that is safe. Anything could happen now. There could be a tsunami coming, and then I'm telling everyone these things, and then I could hear in the background something really, really like that I never like heard before, and it was like a noise that was building, like a train that was coming. And I was like, man, yes. And I remember going outside the building and looking into the horizon, and there was like a white water from side to side, just coming towards us.
Oh, wow.
So chaos and boom, everyone. Some of the people, they were already like on halfway coming back, and then I remember myself and the guy and the surf guide. We were like at the bottom of the stairs, like making sure that everyone was going up and blah blah blah, boom, and then the thing was coming and coming, and then we were the last ones like going up, and then the thing hit the building, boom, like everything exploded. Like the first floor was like maybe higher than this, like but all the walls, everything, all the furniture gone, but we were safe in the second floor because the building was made for tsunamis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so yeah, I was on my way back to Chile, but then this happened, So I came to Australia.
Okay, so the tsunami comes through. And then the next day the sun comes up, and it's just devastation everywhere.
Devastation, man. Like this, I was a filmmaker for 3 months in that place, so I was like actually living with the camera in my hand, and I had the camera at that time too. So I was like, kind of like stressed and everything. I was like clicking, like recording, and then I had my cameras. I forgot that it was on, and it's like filming, and then it's like it's on, and I was like filming a little bit, and then no, there's a second wave coming, and then is everyone safe? Boom, going down and going up, and then I recorded. I remember like maybe like 6 hours of filming.
Wow.
The thing like non-stop. The second day, like the day after, like everyone is safe where we were, because there's people that like die, but not in the area that we were. And then we have to like try to find help, So we walk through the jungle.
Acaba de haber un tsunami gigante, estamos acá arriba del el tercer piso del edificio, nos salvamos. Una ola gigante arrasó con todo. Hay un barco ahí incendiado.
We went to this little village, and then they called like a boat that they rescue us. And after like maybe 48 hours, we were in the main island. We arrived, and yeah, we took a ferry, like a long ferry overnight to go back home to the mainland. And I remember in the ferry, I started to check all the footage that I had, and I just put like a 1 minute of the 6 hours together. And when we arrived in the main island, all the like Australian channels are there waiting for us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they like, hey, they like interviewing in like survivors of the tsunami and blah, 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 blah. And then some of the guests, they're like, this guy has like some footage. And I'm like, can we see it? They said, I said, yeah, you can see it in my laptop. So I opened the laptop and I started showing the thing. It's like, oh man. And they make a few phone calls. It's like, hey, they want you in Jakarta. Can you go to Jakarta now? I'm like, no, man, I want to go home. I really want to go home. And I'm like, this is heavy. And they're like, yeah, but they might like buy you footage. I'm like, well, I'm going to miss my flight. No, don't worry about it. We buy you a new one. I say, sure? Yeah. Even if you don't buy it, yeah, don't worry. So they put me like on a flight to Jakarta. They picked me up, they took me to the studios, and then I just had like to show the thing, and they like negotiate, and they actually bought it for me. It was an agency that like was buying and then selling it to different
News services and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and then they did pay my ticket to Australia because I lost my ticket, and then I came here. I was here in Australia, going back to Chile, and it's when I met the mom of my kids, and I started a family, and I convinced her to go with me. She moved with me to Chile. We lived there 7 years, but we had a deal when she said like when the kids go to school, I want the kids to go to school in Australia.
Okay.
And I agree. I was like, no worries, like it's all good. And time flies. I was like with my band, like almost ready to release like an album and gigging, and I have another business. There's a lot of things going on, but then this deadline came.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you do things for love and then just, and for family. And I agreed and I came here, you know. And then I just left all those projects behind. And yeah, that's the story. I'm not regretting because it's been like amazing, you know, being here and like seeing my kids grow up in Australia.
And you've been recording here because you've been
yeah.
recording at the recording room, also doing stuff and with the guys in Chile.
Yes, I mean.
So you're using musicians in Chile, and there was some stuff where you were using a musician in Spain.
Yes.
In Barcelona?
Yes.
So you're collaborating with people pretty much all around the world.
Yes, no, it's when I came to Australia and then I left those projects behind, I was like, I mean, something will happen. Like, I mean, all those things, there's a reason behind, but there's also, I need to find a way to keep this, you know, to finish it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's when we met. I remember through a percussionist that is a friend, Juan Musio.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? You need to talk to Scott. He's the man. Yeah. So now it was a good call because we were gigging with the band, the Contracacho.
Oh yeah.
We were gigging there, and we were like, we already recorded some of the stuff. So we halfway of the production of the album, and then when I moved here, and I'm like, there was a little bit of time for me to adjust, and then we met, and I started to recording with you, recording at the same time in Chile, and then they're sending the files, and we're grabbing here.
Yeah, we were sending files backwards and forwards all the time.
It was a good. I remember that, and then we put the EP together. It went really well. But I was here.
And you did a video clip that was a surfing vibe video clip.
Yeah, I did a video clip that is Hombres de Mar.
That's right, yes.
And it's more than a surf vibe. It's about the ocean.
Yeah.
So it's actually related with all the people that is connected with the ocean somehow to live, you know, fishermen.
I'll put a bit of the song in here now so people can have a listen.
Redes, hay hombres de mar, lunas, redes, viven alta mar, come y calla.
I remember that we finished that song here. We recorded the drums in Chile, then we edited and we mixed it here, and it sounds great. It's in fives, so I like that thing that
the odd time signature.
My odd times, like I like to write like in threes, in fours, in fives.
Is that a Latin thing? Or is that just a you thing?
It's a me thing. It's a me thing. But in threes, like it's a Latin thing. I mean, all the Chilean folk is in threes. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And most of it. But the five of this one in particular is just, I don't know. I think I got it from. I love a track from Sting called 7 Days.
Oh, okay.
And that's in five. And I love that track. And then that.
Yeah, I remember there was a big hit that he had. If I Ever Lose My Faith in You, and that's got a 5/4 section in it too.
That one has a five section. That 7 Days is all in five, and I like that track. But yeah, that band, like, we released the EP, but I was the singer of the band. I was here, and we couldn't perform.
So you
live.
recorded vocals here.
Yeah.
The band recorded all the stuff there.
Yeah.
And I guess
we finished the studio, like the project, but then we
couldn't go out and play it live.
We couldn't go out and play it live. But well, we played it live before, you know. I mean, that was written before, like long time ago. So we did perform all the album live before, and then I realized that. because I wanted the band to come here. That was my dream.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring the band, but it was big, a big call. So then is when I decided to write my own solo project.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And yeah, and this is when I started to work with musicians from Barcelona, more musicians from Chile, all the people in the production, all the engineers too, you know, so mixing like a big team of musicians and technical support, artists, and this is
Yeah,
what
because
I'm-
we've done a lot of the recording here, but you've sent it over there to get mixed.
Yes.
And mastered.
We've been doing some premix together.
Yeah.
And recording and premix, and then it's been like finalized in Chile, which with the guy that is working a lot of in Chile and in LA. So he's a guy with a lot of experience, and I'm happy with the result. I'm about to release the first single, July the 8th.
July the 8th?
No, the 18th.
July the 18th.
Yes. In my head, I have a movie. I have everything a visual, like, but it's a story. It's a chronological story that in the end becomes a circle because it goes like life, you know?
I got to admit, having you in the studio, you do have quite a strong vision of exactly what you want.
I think, I don't know, I see visuals.
You see the music visually.
Yes, I see a lot of the music visually, and then in particular this album that I'm in the process of recording and producing. There's a movie in my head, like from top to end. You know,
So it's a complete story. The whole album.
It's a complete story, and it's about like this person that is growing up in life. So each song is a chapter of his life, and each song, there's emotions, there's like questions, like there's things that this person has to deal with, like life. You know, this.
I do remember one of the songs was very much about COVID.
Yes.
And to some degree it has, I guess, a little part of what you were talking about, your son, and talking about fighting over an iPad.
About like what's happening to all of us, like we all like addicted to the screens, you know, like it's not just something that.
So I guess that was what the song was about.
Yeah.
It's about screen addiction.
Screen addiction.
Yeah.
And it's actually an addiction that is actually taking us like into a level that we get disconnected from our own like spirit also, because we start like believing things that they're not real. We start like losing real emotions, you know? So it's the story is about like, I don't know, like disconnection from who we are in the essence, and dealing with all these crazy things that are happening at the moment. Yeah.
I don't know much about the things you're watching on your screen now. An addiction, don't you know? And if you follow me, I'm worried you might be wasting your life.
Where does the singing part come from for you? And did you ever have lessons singing?
I had like a couple of lessons, not as much.
Well, yeah, one of the reasons why I ask, and I'll put some examples of the songs up for people to listen to, of some of the stuff we've recorded, but you can have quite dense layers of harmonies.
Yeah.
Like we're talking 5, 6, 7 or more.
Yep.
Harmony layers. It's quite amazing. And you've had other singers from Chile who've added, like female singers adding extra harmonies on top, and it's quite an amazing vocal thing that you do.
I think I like atmosphere, and then through vocals, I wanted to create like an ambient of like, something that is kind of like hugging you.
It's almost like the vocals are an orchestra of their own.
Yeah, I
Like
think.
there's a string section and a horn section and a...
Yeah, no, I think I'm happy with the results so far. There's a lot of like things to learn in every production. Or sometimes like we record some stuff because we're not happy with the expression or this intensity. Or sometimes I'm like, this one harmony that we missing, to bring that thing that I want.
Yes.
But yeah, there's this singer, this female singer from Chile that she's very, very talented
Yeah.
and strong, voice that I added in the end because I think I needed that for
The extra texture.
and to bring the climax where I want it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I added her to help me with that, power, and for pretty much like I love her voice. So yeah, it was a good collaboration that we're doing. So I remember that I was like, okay, let's do it in one song. Because in my head I wanted her in this song in particular, but
Yes.
then I realized that no, she needs to come in all of them. So yeah, no, it's working well.
Yeah.
And at the moment, like I said, like I'm just about to release the first song, which is Screens.
Mhm. Oh, okay, which is
the one that is about like the
Screen addiction.
Screen addiction.
Yeah.
And it's just a little call. It's a call about like I see my kids. I have a 10-year-old, a 13-year-old, and then of course they all addicted to devices,
Yeah.
And we all are as adults too. And it's not easy for anyone to be like, it's crazy times, man.
Yeah. If you had to think of one highlight of all of the things that you've done, what would that highlight be?
In my musical life, I think this project, I believe that is gonna be the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I've been working for like 3 years or more, 4 years, like writing this album, and I believe this one is gonna be like something really important for me because it's so myself that it's like a testament. It's like this is who.
All of the things that you've done in
Yeah.
life have led to this point.
Yeah, all those experiences, like even like the tsunami experience,
Yeah.
They're gonna be part of in this piece of art, which is for me is like a art rock. I call it like a opera rock. Which is like related with my like the ancestors. But yeah, and then of the things that I've done with the band, we were like into. The Contracacho, that band that we finished here and we released the EP, and I was here and the band was there before I came, and we started to perform in the capital in Chile and touring and stuff. We did one nice show that it was all about environmental activism, because I've been always related with activists. I started like a NGO in Chile. It's called Olas Limpias with a few friends because the ocean was everything for us. Was inspirations, was like the playground and everything. So, but there was like a lot of like pollution and risks, hazards, from big industries and stuff. So we started this NGO that is still like running today, and I remember performing in this event that it was like all about the message, because for me like the message is the most important thing. So just talking, like performing to thousands of people, but about this message that the band was like promoting.
Yep.
That was like, for me, was very important. That's what I miss. It was not just playing music, it was like using the music to express what we believe, what the true things, who we are.
So you had a passion for the environmental
Yeah, I mean,
thing.
it's mostly more than just environmental thing. Is like
I guess all the parts that can, like you know,
my life is being
everything was connected.
Everything is connected. So I'm grateful with, like, I discovered so many things through the ocean. For me, the ocean took me to all these places that I've been talking to you. The ocean connects me with make me have a family, you know, in a way, you know. So, and then I learned to play guitar because the ocean, you know, and you know, so it was, for me, is very important in my life. And then I wanted to protect it. So yeah, it's big inspiration.
Of all the things that you've done, and I know there's quite a lot of them. Would there be a moment that you'd said, "Oh, I wish I hadn't done that," or something that made you think, "I'm going to give music away altogether"?
No. I think everything happens for a reason, and I don't regret any of my faults or anything that I've done in my life, because I think in life we need to deal with things that we don't feel comfortable. Like it's the way for us to progress, to
Way to grow.
reconnect
Yeah.
with ourselves, to grow. And yeah, I've done like I wrote a lot of songs that they went nowhere, you know, because I wrote like I don't know, just like 30, 40 songs that I have like sitting there that I show people, and you know, there's nothing talking in musical way. But then also in my life, I've done things that I never regret, man.
No regret.
No regret.
So you've got a son and a daughter, 10 and 13. Would you be very happy if they became musicians?
Yes. That would be like a dream.
Is that something you would encourage?
100%, 100%. And it's not just because I love music. I think it's because I've seen in my experience that everywhere I've been traveling the world because of the ocean, because of, you know, like jobs, or because of like just for fun. But everywhere I go, I'm able to speak with people through music. So
you think it connects people?
Open the doors, you know. So, you know, jamming in Africa with people from Malawi, or jamming in Hawaii with like some locals, and you know, or jamming in anywhere, you know, just because you have the tool, which is a language, you know, the language of music, and then so many good experiences. So if I'm always going to promote to my kids to try to learn languages, including the language of music.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, my little girl is taking like bass lessons.
Oh, wow.
So we sit down and we play like a few songs together, like Chili Peppers and the Pixies. She loves it. Yeah, she loves it.
That's awesome.
My son is actually really talented also. And I remember I got a drum too. I have a drum kit, and he just grabbed the stick and started playing like I'm like, how can you do that? It's like, but he's not interested at the moment.
Yeah.
But maybe eventually he'll do it. Who knows?
Are they both into surfing?
They love the ocean, and they love surfing sometimes. And I don't want to push them, because you know, I just want them to, you know. I tried earlier, and then we have good experiences surfing, and then we've been surfing here and in some other places in the world. Like we went to Mexico for a month, and that was like a beautiful empty little 1-2 foot wave.
Yeah.
No one out for a month, and then they were so keen because it's just for us, you know. It was fun. And here's a little bit more crazy because it's too competitive.
There's so many people in the water.
It
is very popular here.
Popular and competitive, and then, you know, like they love it when it's fun. when
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, it's like pressure.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of pressure here. I actually love surfing and I try to find my corner, but I live in Rainbow Bay, so the closest for me is Snapper.
And it's just chocker full of. It's one of the busiest surf spots here.
It's one of the busiest surf spots in the world.
It's not far to go around to D-Bar though. D-Bar's always good.
Diva's always good. I actually surfed today, Diva. I had a quick surf. It was not many people. It wasn't that good, but yeah, your life changed when even the worst day in the ocean is the best day at the office.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you change your day, your vibe, your energy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You surf too. You
I used to surf a lot. I haven't been doing much of it in recent years. I'll have to buy myself a nice big Malibu, I think.
Yeah, because we talked about like going for a paddle together. That's on the list.
It's on the list. What do you see? Where do you see your music, say, in 5 years to 10 years' time? Do you think that you'll be able to put a band together here and go out and play it live?
100%. That's what I'm aiming. I have a plan. I mean, I'm gonna release this album, but my dream is to, on the side, start putting a band together to go out and
And perform the songs?
Yeah, and gig and go to festivals and ideally to perform along Australia, in Chile. But at the same time, I want to print this vinyl,
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to, ideally to go on tour and have all my marriage, and
Yep.
then have this vinyls, with the art, with the story of this, of the album, and then put that movie that I have in my head together.
So the first song's going to be released on July 18?
Yes.
And it's called Screens.
It's called Screens. And then from there onwards, there's 5 more for the side A of this vinyl.
Yep.
That is my dream.
When will the vinyl be coming out, do you think? In roughly what sort of time frame?
I think next year.
Next year?
Mid next year.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm building my audience there now
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yep.
The idea is to build some audience, because then I don't know how many copies you need to print on a vinyl, like I think 500 or something like that. So I want to make sure that I'm going to sell them. But yeah, no, I believe in this project because it's looking really like...
Man, the music is
sounding
it's
good.
very unique and it sounds amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm happy because it's just unique. It's like something that is different,
Yeah.
but it's mixing all these genres. You're gonna recognize things from like, I don't know, some 90s stuff, some 70s stuff,
Yeah.
some crazy things from But yeah, no, there will be people that will like it and people that will not like it. Like anything. But we still need to finish a few things, so we're gonna keep recording.
Oh, yeah.
There's more to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm very grateful to be here now, but I'm also very grateful with all the things that we've done.
Yeah.
Because you've been fantastic, Scott. And you know what's really funny? Like, even with the language barrier sometimes, when we receiving files and things in Spanish.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Well, I'm
what?
trying to learn I'm trying to learn the language in little bits, just
Yeah.
small little chunks.
Yeah, but most important than the technical thing is that sometimes the way I communicate what I want,
Yeah.
it's very abstract and subjective.
Yeah.
But I think that we've been creating a relation that you understand and you can actually see through my eyes the same movie. So
Yeah.
and it's not an instant thing, but we've been finding the
Well,
way.
we've been doing stuff. It's been what, 3 years of
Yes.
years of studio work.
Yes. So finding the way to to put in sound, all that emotions, all those.
Are you
emotions,
doing
yeah.
any film making stuff at the moment? Because I know you, like you were saying, you were filming surf
Yes,
stuff, but you were saying you've been doing some acting in films.
It's a funny one because I grew up the filming thing was also part of my, when in my life I started to grab cameras and to put in self clips and filming, and I learned editing and everything. I've done a few of that stuff, and then recently I got someone saying like, hey, do you want to be part of this? There's a lot of movie productions in Australia at the moment. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, they're looking for Latin people to be like part of the production, like sometimes like a background, or you could be like a featured extra where you can, have more camera or talk and speak productions. I'm like, yeah, why not? So I was like, maybe, I don't know, why not? Let's do it for fun. And so I sent an email. She gave me an email. I sent an email, and then they start calling me for all these movies. So I've been in a few as an extra. But yeah, with Jack Black recently as a featured extra. Mm-hmm. I was in a bar. I was the barman on the Amazons because it's a new the new Anaconda.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like just a barman there, and then also in a few with other actors like Mark Wahlberg. Recently with the new Godzilla that is coming in a few years, Mortal Kombat 2, that is going to be released in the end of this year. So playing different roles.
Yeah.
But the most important thing for me of this being in this industry is to see how they make movies in
Yeah.
Because it's funny, but sometimes I'm like, I'm not supposed to be there, but I'm like next to the director, like checking like what's going on, and and it's the movie director and the art director, then they're talking to each other, and I'm like always listening because
you want to learn.
I want to learn, you know. I don't want to, I just find my space there that I'm safe, and learning curve. Like that's what I'm trying to do now, and but yeah, there's opportunities. They've been calling me more. They want me for more roles. Eventually, I'm thinking maybe start like acting or starting to like get a course and acting course. So I can maybe get involved in that too.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, and I'm looking for also people to help me to produce the movie that I have for my album.
Yeah. So you want to produce a movie to go with to visually describe the music.
My dream is to perform the track with the band and have the movie projected behind. So it's the music and the visuals are like telling the story, everything. So that's what I have in my head, and the way I see it is an animated movie.
Oh, okay.
So it's through animation. So. Getting involved with the movie industry, eventually I might meet someone, maybe someone listening to this will be like, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
I'll put links to all Seba's stuff down below, so anyone who wants to go and check out all of the things that he's been up to. And it's been great, man. Thanks for coming and spending some time today. And I will see everybody on the next podcast. See you later on.